Alright, so welcome to another video. Today we are going to do bread pudding. So I'm just going to show you all of the ingredients that we are going to work with. So I have some bread. This is 50-50. It doesn't matter, you can use any bread. I have it over a week now, so it's kind of stale. Because when you use the stale bread, it gives that nice rich pudding. So I'm going to use this, I'm going to break it up in pieces. I am going to use unsalted butter. I'm going to melt a tablespoon and we are going to pour it over, alright? Then we are going to use our eggs. So I'm going to use 4 eggs. I'll show you any of the ingredients. I am going to use 2 types of milk actually. I'm going to use semi-skim milk. You can use old milk, it doesn't matter. We just need 2 cups. So I'm just going to use the milk. I'm going to use evaporated milk as well, and this is the secret, I'm going to use double cream. So I'm going to use all 3 milks. Everything's supposed to come to 2 cups, so I'm going to use all of that. I'm going to use 2 types of sugar. I have light brown sugar and I also have cane sugar. We're going to mix them together and we're going to need 3/4 cups combined. And then these are spice, ground cinnamon, and I'm going to use vanilla extract and our good old nutmeg. So these are the ingredients that we are going to work with today. Alright, so I'm going to use this baking tin. You can use a casserole dish, which is much better, but this is what we're going to work with today. So I just grease the baking tin with butter and we are going to break the bread up. Alright, so we're going to put this aside. We are going to use, these are the 2 ingredients we're working with today. First, I have 6 slices of the bread, 6 slices. So I'm just going to break it up. You don't have to be even, just going to break it up. If the bread is too soft and not crunchy, you can put it in the oven for maybe 3 minutes or so to have it toast, because you don't want the bread to be too soft. Alright, so I'm just breaking all the bread apart. As I said, it don't have to be even slices, and then we add the butter and put it aside. Alright, so now we have our bread all break up, and I melt my butter for 30 seconds in the microwave. So I'm just gonna put the bread aside. When we're finished with making the custard, then we are going to sprinkle the butter over the bread. Okay. We're going to use the same container. We're going to put the bread aside. We're going to put the melted butter aside. We're going to work with 4 eggs. So I'm going to break the eggs. I already tested the eggs to see if the egg is fresh. Alright. So I'm just going to break the eggs. So I break it in one. But I'm going to use a dish to break one by one, just in case we have a spoiled one. So another one, 2. 3. So we need 1 more. Alright, so we have 4 eggs. So we're going to whip the eggs. Alright, so we're going to use 1 cup of this milk. We're going to use actually 1.5 cup. Then we're going to use 1/4, and then just a little bit of the double cream, and then we combine. Alright, so we have 2 cups of the milk combined. So as I said before, if you don't have the evaporated milk and the heavy cream, you just can use just 2 cups of milk. That's fine. I want to put a little blend to it, so I have the skim milk, the evaporated milk, and the double cream, or you can use heavy cream. So just combining all of those. Everything's supposed to measure to 2 cups. Then we are going to combine it in the egg mixture. So this is the egg mixture. We're going to combine it. Alright, so we have the milk and the egg combined. Remember I told you about the 2 types of sugar I'm using. I'm using brown sugar and cane sugar. It doesn't have to. You can use 1 type of sugar. You can use only the brown sugar, or you can use only the white sugar. It doesn't matter. I prefer to combine them together because it gives me a different taste. You can if you want to, but it's not a must for you to use 2 types of sugars. Alright, so we are just going to combine the sugar into the milk and the egg. Let's put that all in. Then we are going to add our spices now. This is vanilla extract, just a teaspoon. We have our ground cinnamon, and I'm going to grate some nutmeg in there as well. That's all that we need. I'm going to combine. Some persons like to put raisins. I don't like raisin, but you can put raisin into it. Or if you like coconut rum like myself, have a little flavor to it. But I'm not going to put any alcohol inside, any raisin. But you can if you want. What we're doing now, we're just dissolving and our spices. Alright, so just combining it to allow the sugar grain to dissolve. And then we combine it with the mixture. These are just all the ingredients we're working with. So just combining that. Alright, what we're going to do now, we are going to sprinkle. We're going to sprinkle the melted butter over the bread. Yeah, and toss it around, and then we are going to combine that bread into the mixture. All right, let's get it all out. So we're going to just combine the bread into the mixture that we just made. And we're going to put it aside for 10 minutes before we put it in the oven. So I'm going to bake it for 40 minutes in the oven at 180. So all I'm doing right now is just combining the mixture into the bread. And then I'm going to set it aside for it to soak in the flavor a little bit. And then we put it in the oven. This is how it looks. Yeah. Remember, the egg is a binding agent, so it's going to combine together really nicely. So we grease our tin already. As I said, if you have a casserole dish, you can use that as well. It doesn't matter. We're just going to put it in the oven. We can make a custard for it, because when you make puddings, you can make a sauce for the top. So what we can do, we can use the same milk and some brown sugar with the spice, put it on the fire to, you know, to caramelize a little bit, and then you sprinkle it on top. So I'll show you that. But I'm going to allow this to set to rest for 10 minutes the most. This is always looking. I'm going to allow it to rest for 10 minutes and then I place it in the oven. Alright, so for us to make the custard, we have 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. I'm going to use 1 tablespoon of milk. That's all we need. Just the milk and the sugar. I'm going to put some spice into it. Alright. So this is the vanilla extract and the cinnamon. And we're going to combine it together. Okay. It smells really good though. And then you put it on the stove for maybe 5 minutes for it to get a little bit thicker and the sugar to caramelize, to melt, and then we sprinkle on top. So we're not going to do the sauce as yet. We're going to leave this until when the pudding is baked. We put it on the fire to get it caramelized, and we get a nice sauce to go over our pudding. Alright, so this is the final touch. Remember, I had it in this container. I changed it because I never sealed it so properly. So I convert it over to this baking casserole. So this is the final touch. Yeah, I'm going to cut it. I'm going to show you the custard that we made. Alright, so this is the custard. So all we did for the custard, this is nice and creamy. We have the milk, the sugar, and just the spices put on the fire. Yeah, just to simmer a little bit for the sugar to caramelize. And there we go. So I'm going to cut a slice and to see, but it's very hot. But let me still, I can't wait. Alright, so let me see. Alright, I'm trying to hold the container. Alright, so this is it. Alright. It's very hot. So the steam is coming out. Alright, so there's a slice. Let me touch it for you to see. See? Came out nicely. So I'm just gonna drizzle. Yeah. A little bit of the sauce over it, not much. Yeah. And I have my ice cream to go with it too. Alright, so this is my ice cream. Next time I'm going to show you how to make that ice cream. Very, very simple as well. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you learned something today. Bye.